Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Our time. We know what we gotta do. Stay in the fight between the walls.
Time to turn the intensity up.
Fight to the end, no matter what happens. Good day to be in victory lane.
Green flag is in the air.
Driving with conviction. Side by side, hammer down.
The after-checks are don't count out anybody. Who wants it the most?
We are eyes on the leader now.
He is driving his guts out. Wheel to wheels, they come to the line. Victory, this will be.
Nobody wants it more than you.
Next flag is gonna end it.
Does he have enough? A dominant performance.
You're gonna say no, baby. Let's go.
Can you believe what you are seeing? Everybody pushing as hard as they can in one final shot.
Gotta earn this thing. Right here to the end.
It is all on the table.
A total 500.
Start your engines!
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe when the
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back into Infinity Broadcasting, and welcome in to the Rinker Construction Remodelling 150 live from the great American circuit that is Daytona International Speedway. Hamish Munro here with you alongside Anthony Luedy once again. As we come into the third round of the season, it's been a tale of two different stories at the start of the championship thus far. Last time out, it was absolute chaos when we were going racing out at Auto Club. The week prior out at Nashville, well, that was a fantastic affair in itself. Tonight with Daytona, we could be in for a combination of the two, but Anthony, it's always an exciting time when we get to go racing out at Daytona.
Absolutely could not agree more, man. I mean, when I think of NASCAR in the history, there's two tracks that come to mind, Daytona and Darlington. This track just screams history with this sport. It opened in 1959. Think about that. That's when we first hit this circuit here, with Lee Petty winning that race way back in 1959. So I know a lot has changed between the cars from then and now, but that's a long time ago, my friend.
I mean, a long time ago. I mean, it's, nearly 70 years since we went racing for the first time out at Daytona, and the track's obviously gone through some changes ever since then. Originally, Daytona was on the actual beach in the sand. Now it's moved to the tarmac here on the Grand Super Speedway Trioval that we know it today. And you think of the big super speedways, the two that are the first that come into at least my mind are Daytona and Talladega. They've got infamy around them. They've got history around them as well. Of course, we're only a month or so away from the actual Daytona 500, so it starts the NASCAR season, at least in the next gen era, and it's one that's going to throw us a couple of spanners in the work, I think, tonight, possibly in way of the championship. At this stage of the title race as well, Trey Jones is leading by 20 points. He's currently on 99 points. Closely following him behind, though, is Josh Parents and William Kern. They're both on 79 points. Zach Smathers in P4 at the moment on 77. And then Robert Stevens Jr., who's been a little sneaky assassin this season, Anthony. He's P5 on 75 points at this moment in time. It's tied at the top end of town. And what I think is important to think about, like Robert Stevens, he's been really sneaky these first two races. He's been keeping himself clean, sneaking his way forward, and putting himself in a really good position to try and take advantage of carnage when it does come. At the moment, he's fourth in practice based on pace. He could be in for a solid night on the road tonight, but we've got to keep an eye on all those top 5 drivers, because I think any of them can take the win. In fact, any of the 34 drivers on track tonight can take the race win, because Daytona is a track known for taking out multiple cars in one incident. It's only a matter of time before the big one happens.
Yeah, you nailed it, man. I mean, anybody that qualifies for this race has a chance to win it. With this kind of pack racing, anything can and usually does happen. And man, when they have a wreck, they call it the big one for a reason. It could wipe out half the field in one accident here. And we're hoping we don't want that. We don't want to see it early on, because we only have one faster pair here. We've seen over the last couple weeks, there's been some very unfortunate incidents where people have had to use their faster pair way too early in these events. So we're hoping for a little bit of calm, clean, and collected drivers this evening. But hey, it is Daytona. These drivers are amped up.
It is Daytona, and I think that there'll be a level of pressure on them at this stage. Goosebumps will be starting to form on their arms. The shivers down their spines will be starting to feel like ice cold, snow right on their back. And what it's going to do is it's going to put a bit of pressure on them. Hopefully it doesn't cause some cold minds and cause some cold brain moments of having either a skill issue or just making an incident that could have been avoided, but also just pushing on and trying to race hard for the majority of the race as well. As we currently stand, of course, we are round 3 of the season tonight here at Daytona. 28 will be the stage end, 60 laps will be the checkered flag. It's our last race for 2025 before we continue on the 4th of January out at Kansas Speedway. We've only got tonight 2 rounds before we start the in-season tournament out at Darlington on the 18th of January as well. Before you know it, we're going to be at the end. Before you know it, we're going to be lining up at Charlotte, ready to crown a champion on the 22nd of March. You'll blink and you'll miss it if you don't pay enough attention across the piece as well. But if you want to join us for the rest of the season, or you've been here already and you haven't done so thus far, hit the like button, and subscribe to the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel with High Side Motorsports. There's so much more to come this season. Champions will be crowned. We'll crown an in-season tournament winner as well. They'll receive obviously a free livery and I believe some cash as well, so that will help them keep them going for the rest of the season too. But it's a massive season, and I think, you know, first 2 rounds, they can speak for themselves for sure. Daytona will speak for itself, so will Kansas, so will Watkins Glen. They're 5 different racing circuits with slightly different formats about them, or I suppose slightly different characteristics. The only 2 that are similar, I would say, are Nashville and Kansas. Watkins, Daytona, and Auto Club are almost completely different. So it's going to be an interesting race tonight for the 3rd round of the season. Qualifying is about to get underway. Drivers have just headed out on the circuit for the first time in solo qualifying conditions tonight, of course. Cody Pruitt has just entered the racing circuit. Zach Smathers as well. Been sneakily consistent this season across the first 2 races as Zach since 4th in the championship with 22 points adrift of the championship leader. A good result for him tonight and a poor result tonight for that 1 car of Trey Jones. Could see a swing of things going forward. We're still very early in the season though, Anthony, and really a 20-point championship lead is not something that is insurmountable. It is not a Mount Everest level hill to climb. With so much to still come this season, a 20-point separation seems like barely anything when you look at the grand scheme of things, with still tonight and then 12 more rounds to go.
Yeah, it's definitely able to be made up. 20 points is not season ending by any means, and we've got a ton of racing left this season, just like you had mentioned. And I mean, hey, right now, these drivers are just focused on today. Daytona can really, really change up the point standings in a big way. One of the reasons that it can do that is, just like we had already mentioned, any one of these drivers can win. It doesn't necessarily come down to your single car speed here. You see teammates work together, you see manufacturers work together, and if you don't have a dancing partner, there's a good chance you're not going to win this race tonight.
Yeah, there's almost a gentlemanly agreement, isn't there, that unless you're within the final 5 or 10 laps, you want to try and work together as best you can as the first lap times are coming in. Anderson's just gone over the top 48.19. Marotta managed to equal that time to the 100th of a second, but because Anderson did the lap first, he gets the pole position at the moment. But yeah, I mean, there's somewhat of a gentlemanly agreement around here, isn't there, that if you come in a pit lane together, you're working together to try and drag each other forward. It's not that you want to get into a battle with the person, you're trying to work with them to catch the pack at large. And everyone is under the impression, everyone knows that you cannot win the race on lap 1. You can't run away from people either, because when a pack builds, they will chase you down and they will mow you down quicker than you can blink. I mean, it is such a quick turnaround when we get the packs, you know, driving together, and often at times 5 or 6 cars will just chase down a little pack of 3 because they're braking and cutting their way through the air a lot better. So it'll be interesting how it plays out tonight. I expect the majority of the field to work together, and we'll see if we get green flag pit stops, because that could be a big factor too. If half the field takes green flag stops, the other half of the field takes yellow flag stops, well, the caution pit stoppers are going to be the ones at the massive advantage, because they're not going to be giving up nearly as much time as what those green flag stoppers will be at some point in this race.
Yeah, green flag stops are really challenging here. That's something we're going to have to keep an eye on, especially in the large groups. It's very, very hard to misjudge your speed coming into pit road entry here. You're going 200 miles an hour. You got 5, 6, 10, 12 cars coming to pit road at the same time. You're all fighting for the same real estate. You know, it's really easy to lock up your rear tires, to get loose in the rear end, potentially make a mistake and take one of your competitors out. And that's just a part of this kind of racing. It takes a lot of discipline to nail green flag pit stops here at Daytona.
Well, not just, you know, trying to maximize your speed in the pit lane as well. Make sure you line up in the box correctly too. Getting your exit perfected as well. And what I think the hope would be is if you see someone ahead of you coming into pit lane and you're in the similar boat, you may as well come in with them. Then you'll have a dancing partner to help you around the track. You don't want to try and go as long as possible and end up coming into pit lane on your lonesome, because if you do end up coming in on your lonesome, you're going to come out on your lonesome, and you're going to come out without any draft unless you can find a pack of cars to slot into. So realistically, the best gain you could possibly do is, if there's, say, a 10-lap window or a 5-lap window you can pit, maybe try and pit right in the halfway marker, the 3rd lap of the 5. Hope that someone comes in with you and you push on, because you come in too early, you get eaten alive. You stay out too long, you get eaten alive as well, because your tyres start to wear away and no one is out there to help you run around with yourself if you are stuck out there on your own. Qualifying has just about to wrap up here. Eric Shaw's has entered the circuit, but I think he's about to get cut off. He is indeed, with qualifying coming to an end. And we've had some top-level times come out of it. Some of our championship contenders are within the top 10, including Will Kern, Josh Parent, Zach Smathers, and Trey Jones as well. But the starting grid for tonight's race will be as follows. William Kern will start pole position ahead of Josh Parent, with Clay Stewart and Zach Smathers in behind. I fixed that last week. I forgot to save it again. That's my fault. Paul Harris, Bailey Branham will start then ahead of Trey Jones and William McKellar, with Todd Merkel, Keith Vaughan for the top 10. Nick Meadows, Cody Pruitt will then start inside of the top 12 as we move our way on back to Kevin Winker, Damon Marotta ahead of Aposi Kareen, Jack Anderson, with Justin McCurdy and Owen Russell for the top 18 cars. Trey Martin, Rusty Jordan will start ahead of Jordan Ferguson, Robert Bluen, with Ryan Hatch and Joe Dyson then for the top 24. Nate Owen, Chris Mackey will then start ahead of Eric Schaus. Robert Stevens Jr. didn't get a lap time in 5th place in the championship. Is going to have some work to do if he hopes to stay there after tonight's event. Alan Phillips, Mike Rinker, Michael Letchich, and Nick Merisu and Jay Salmon did not get times in either. John Roberts will be inside a pit lane tonight alongside our race controller, Brian, as well. And we want to give a big shout out because he isn't here tonight either. And a big congratulations to Charles Rinker. His daughter was born last night, so we want to congratulate him and his partner on the welcoming of their second child to the world for Francesca. So congratulations to Charles. Hope everything's going well, and we hope to see you back very, very soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. Such an exciting time, man. Congratulations, brother.
Well, everyone is lining up and ready to exit pit lane. Just waiting on a couple more cars to get themselves in there. And what I'm mostly excited for tonight is the fast-paced, plate racing and pack racing that we saw out at Nashville. I'm looking forward to that coming back again, Anthony, but at a much higher rate of speed. I mean, we noticed in qualifying and even in practice as well, the different aero package that's on the car this week. Of course, last week we mentioned the different aero package out at Auto Club. Well, they've gone one even better. They've got the massive wings on the back of them with the little Perspex window that makes them look like a T-shaped wing. That is going to help them survive the run around Daytona tonight as best they can, get as much downforce onto the top of the car and hold it on the road based with how much pace they'll be running around with. So, 3 different races, 3 different aero packages have been placed on the cars. We'll see what happens as we go racing around Daytona for the first time here in High Side Motorsports. But it's exciting stuff whenever we get to come to Daytona. It's big pressure. Anybody can win from any position on the road, necessarily speaking. I mean, it's 33 cars, and I believe all on the road as well. Clay Stewart is starting from pit road, it seems, so he will miss the race start. So 32 of them will start on the road, and 32 of them can win this race.
If I'm not mistaken, I think the 5 car might have used the apron during qualifying, and I think they are giving him a penalty for that.
Well, I think that's fair enough. You're not allowed to use the apron. And of course, the big change that's come into Daytona within the last week as well is the track limits on the apron at the Tri-Oval. If you cross over that yellow line, you will get a slowdown. So you're not supposed to be using the apron here. And they're not supposed to be dropping below that yellow line regardless, unless they are avoiding an incident. So should be no point in doing that for their lap times. Clay now reaps the rewards of a penalty for making that decision. Will Kern, Josh Parent, 2 drivers inside the top 3 of the championship. Trey Jones lurking in behind them as well. I believe Zach Smathers has dropped to the end of line 2. I think he may have a penalty as well. So that's going to make life a bit more difficult for him as he tries to hang on to a top 5 position in the championship. The pace truck will come into pit road. We'll get to the start zone for the first time here at Daytona. Lap 1 of 28 for stage 1 is underway as green flag flies at Daytona for the first time. Well, it was a nice clean start. They've gotten away well as they come down the back straight for the first time, and you see the 2 lines astern already beginning as they enter up towards turn 3. Pressure's building. Drivers are just trying to find their way through, but I know that Race Control would have had some conversations with them after the efforts out at Auto Club last week, and everyone will be wanting to have a clean run here this evening. Run across start-finish line. Anthony, it's a nice clean start here. Brannon's pushed his way up to the race lead, so he's done well early with Kern and Perrin in behind him. Massive pressure. You can see the sparks coming off the cars through turn 1 and 2. And you have to wonder how long can they go racing like this, but this is awesome stuff to see.
Yeah, side by side the entire race. There's not going to be very many laps when this does not happen. And it's going to be interesting to see. Sometimes that high line really prevails. Sometimes the low line prevails. It really just depends on the organization of your line. Staying nose to tail, not weaving your car back and forth, trying to stay as straight off the corners as you can, and just let it rip. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. There is a small pack of cars at the back end of the field that have just broken away from the initial pack, we can see, but from a little bit of lifting of the massive pack running through turn 1. If they do begin to lift and just start to hold themselves steady, those 3 cars will catch the massive train eventually. It will take them a little bit of time though. But any wrong move could see chaos ensuing, as we can see already cars trying to go 3 wide further back. And that was one of the talking points that Race Control mentioned to the drivers of how early in the race they were making it 3-4 wide out at Auto Club, and how there's no point. It's early in the race. Why are you trying to make it 4 wide, you know, within the first 10 laps? And I think the drivers have learned from it. They've tried to correct their choice making and their decision making skills, and now they're happy just to sit in their lines astern for right now in the race. And probably a bit later on we're going to start to see mass carnage at the end of it when they do decide to start going 3 wide and you're only an inch offline and all of a sudden it's chaos. So it could very easily happen within the final 10 laps or so.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? 60 laps doesn't sound like a very long time at any other racetrack. 60 laps is a damn long time here at Daytona. They've got plenty of time to get stuff figured out. You see those 3 or 4 cars that dropped away in the back. They just wanted to get out of harm's way. Right now, they're playing things safe, expecting for a little bit of chaos earlier in this race.
Oh, and that's what they want to see. Is we can see as well that Paul Harris now takes the race lead ahead of Bailey Brannon, drops to the low line, opens the door for Josh Perrin on the outside. Continue some fantastic plate racing here around turn 1 and 2. We're lap 5 of 28 for the first stage of this race. The gaps are minimal for the majority of the field. It's only until we get down to P28 in Mike Rinker that we have a big gap forming back from the car ahead of him. To be fair to Mike, he did start at the back of the field without setting a lap time, so he'll have work to do early in this race as drivers are just struggling. Who is that caught on the outside line? Was that Keith Vaughan? I think it was caught on the outside out of the slipstream. And that's how important the slipstream is, Anthony. You get buried immediately. The slipstream is like the Undertaker. If you get on the wrong side of him, he will bury you so quickly as soon as you hop out of his line. I mean, it is insane how quickly it's like you hit a wall of air that just pushes you back.
Yeah, no, my teammates always say, hey, who dropped the parachute? Because it feels just like somebody dropped the parachute out the rear of your car because you are just sinking. But I don't think he wanted to be up there. I think he got loose and realized how fast the closing rate was, decided to just stay up on that high line and let the vehicle go by as opposed to trying to come back down into traffic because the closing rate is very, very, very fast.
Well, we know that the pace discrepancy comparatively to Nashville and Auto Club last time out, we're at a much higher rate of speed tonight, so tyre wear is going to be a factor at some stage, especially right sides. I would assume that at least for the initial stop in this race, they should only take right side tyres and perhaps may only take 4 at the stage end if they decide to come in as well. I doubt they're going to make the stage end on the fuel numbers we've been given the previous few weeks, so I'm going to assume they're not going to make the stage end on green flag stops, but at that stage end, everyone's stopping, it's a caution stop. I feel like that would be the time to take 4 tyres more than any.
Yeah, I would agree. I think if you're going to have a competition caution like this, you're probably going to take tires. If you pit under green, it's going to be fuel only. You want to be on pit road the shortest amount of time that you can, because this track is not super abrasive on tires like Nashville was. Nashville, that's a whole nother ball game here. Daytona, you can get away with it with just taking fuel only.
I suppose, thinking about it now as I kind of spoke through it, that if they can't make the end of the stage on fuel, may as well pit for fuel but no tyres, get the stage and come and take the tyres at that point then, I guess. I suppose it would be later in the race when you get into green flag stops, that's when you may take a set of right sides or something, just to give yourself some fresh tyres towards the end. But we're still clean running, lap 8 of 28, about to cross the strike and begin lap 9, and everybody is sitting in their line astern here at Daytona. It is fast-paced stuff. It is high-intensity action once again as we run on to lap 9 here at Daytona, and everyone is just sitting nice and comfortable right now. But you have a feeling that at some point one driver's going to decide to be a hero and go for it, and it may end in tears very, very quickly.
Yeah, well, you know, and I'm watching a little bit different view up here than what you guys are seeing on TV, and I'm really impressed by that top line. They're holding on very, very well, and I really thought the bottom line was going to prevail early in this thing. It's starting to fall apart a little bit as I say that, but they've done a really good job up there so far.
Oh, as all iRacers do, they like to make us seem like idiots by doing the exact opposite of what we think they're going to do.
Yeah, I know.
It happened to me yesterday. It's happened to me many times before. It's the name of the game, unfortunately. They're little gremlins like that. Josh Parent has decided to back out of the outside line now and goes to the inside. Now there is an issue further up because William McKellar has decided to go for an outside run here on Bailey Brannon and William Kern. But the problem is he's got no one to push him along, and you can see how quickly he's dropping back to the 2 car of Merkel in behind him. Now that he's got some cars behind, they can push him along a little bit here, but he went for a run with nobody following him, and it makes it a bit harder for you to make your way forward without anyone pushing along. Merkel now goes to the inside as well, so it appears that the top line, majority of them have been running that top line for a fair majority of this race. They are wanting the inside line. A Posey goes down there as well because they know that the inside has got the current precipice on it in terms of getting grip and speed out of the car. The outside is struggling without a really long line of cars pushing you along.
Yeah, the bottom line is definitely starting to take off. I guess it didn't take incredibly too long for that to happen. It's kind of what I expected to happen. But now we're just going to see. I mean, these guys have an opportunity to just ride right now, log some laps, but that's not everybody's mentality. Sometimes these people get a little bit bored of riding around. They want to race, and that's usually when the chaos starts.
Well, look ahead, because there could be a bit of chaos coming. Clay Stewart, the lapped car, who started from pit lane, is about to get dragged into the clutches of the race leaders. And how are they going to traverse this lap traffic? How well will he filter in, because he's about to become a part of his pack. Now, obviously there's no blue flag rule. He doesn't have to let them by, but the amount of pace they're going to have over him is going to help him, or going to help them do it. He pulls out of the way, lets them through. Very smart and appropriate decision by Clay. Hats off to you, sir. He'll tuck in behind them now, and he'll tuck in a long ride as well. Hopefully that was a very gracious move from Clay not to get in their way there. Pulled aside, let him go. Very smart move.
Yeah, for sure. And it whatever happened there really sucks. I hate to see that happen because he clearly had a really good qualifying speed. But that's great on-track awareness there. Really respectful to your competitors. Maybe he can catch a caution, get back on the lead lap, and get back into this thing. But yeah, no, great job by the 5 guy.
Anyone can get a race win. Even though it's Paul Harris leading the race right now, it may not necessarily be Paul Harris who wins the race. As you run down the back stretch once again, drivers still just trying to pick and choose which line they want, which is going to benefit them as well. And, well, everyone's giving an applause here to the 5 car for getting out of the way, and I think he deserves it. It was a very, very appropriate choice. Very humble choice as well for Clay to do that, and hopefully he can get back into this race at some point here tonight. McKellar now into the race lead, but Harris is still running that low line and getting the benefit of the cars pushing him along. We're lap 14 at 28. The commencement of the next lap will be halfway through the first stage, and just about a third of the way through this race. It is getting intense for them. It's becoming a struggle for others as well. But right now on screen, I'm loving the action we're seeing here. Nice, clean running, really good green run as well, Anthony. 14 laps thus far. Could they go to the stage end? If they go to the stage end, what the pit stop's going to look like prior to lap 28? I suppose time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. And the one thing that I'm really noticing that's been awesome so far is there has been some lane changes, but people aren't just chopping each other's nose off. Like, they're making sure they have space. Everybody right now is running really smart. So compared to the last couple of weeks, seriously, an applause to everybody out here this evening. There's been a whole lot of respect out here, and I know it's early on in this race, but everybody's awareness, again, that word is really important at a place like this, because you are nose to tail for 150 miles. One little mistake can change your entire day, and so far, everybody's doing a fantastic job.
You can see here there's nearly some staggered pre-wide stuff coming down the back straight. AW entry, 7 car. Rusty Jordan has been caught out. He's going to have to tuck back into line. Now they've stopped a few spots. Posted green, well, what a first couple of rounds he's had. I mean, just struggle street at the start of this season. The podium last week, or the week prior, just a horrid performance. You're hoping to try and take advantage. He's got good pace on board this Camry. He sits at the moment back in P15, but on that, crucially, on that low line, getting a good push and getting a good pull down there on the low side of the circuit.
Yeah, and still in plenty enough good position to have a good day. There's no need to panic right now. He's far enough up to make something happen with this night. Just right now, focus ahead. Make sure if you see anything, he's got enough room to, you know, try to avert any damage. But he's coming to the front. It's all we got to do is talk about him, and they make changes. It's like they're listening to us.
Oh, it's like they are. Like they are indeed. But he's just starting to push forward now. He's gone up onto the high side. Now just pushing his way into the top 10. But now he's going to try and find a way to get on that low line again to try and push his way forward. And this is kind of what we're seeing is that the front runners on the low line are hanging steady. Drivers further back are going for the high line to get an overtake. It's like they're going into the overtaking lane, and then they go on the inside lane again, and then all of a sudden they're getting pushed back because more drivers are trying to overtake them. It's kind of like drivers selectively speeding on a freeway. I mean, stick to a speed. Don't speed up and slow down again. It's one of my gripes.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Oh.
Yep, it's like playing chess at 195, 200 miles an hour.
Well, have you got the King's Gambit, or have you got yourself stuck as a pawn here at Daytona? That's the King's Gambit is the only opening that I have for chess, but even though I played chess for a long time as a child, it's the only one I know. 18 of 28. Great green flag period of this race. Really, really good to see. And Paul Harris has been pushed back now up onto the high line. If Paul was smart, I know that's a very contentious question. If Paul was smart, he would tuck right in right ahead of Bailey Brannan and behind 92 of McKellar. Because if he's stuck on that high line again, he is going to get buried through the corners. There you go, Paul. Prove you have got some intelligence. Tucks on the inside. And now holds that inside line. Now they've got a little bit more lap traffic in Jack Anderson, I believe it may be, who is down the order tonight. Green flag stops. Oh my God, no, we don't. They had contact. Someone had contact. Cars are in the pit lane. Trey Martin and Trey Jones are in. And it's because of some contact back here. So no yellow flag. But this is very, very weird. So they're coming into pit road. Oh, did they overshoot? They just overshot.
They did.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, is it maybe something about having the name Trey for Martin and Jones, and they just did that together? I don't know. We'll have to ask them at some point. Maybe Trey Graber can answer it for us. He's in the chat with us. Trey, is that a trader being called Trey, or is that just a them issue? But that's very, very weird. No caution thrown, of course, but they're now into pit road, but they're going to have to serve black flags for unsafe pit entries. That is absolute nail in the coffin stuff for the championship leader, Trey Jones. It is massive implications for the title race because he is now a lap down on the leaders, and if we go cautionless somehow here at Daytona, he is going to drop bulk points to the other contenders in the title race.
Yeah, that is not the way they wanted to have their first round of pit stops. And man, I know firsthand how tough it can be. Pitting under green here is no joke. And gosh, I mean, we're only 8 laps away from stage already, though, Hamish. This race is flying by, brother.
Oh, it is. I mean, Basically what happens when you get no yellow flags. The race just steamrolls. And green flag stops are happening. We are indeed. They've got to be careful to get the car slowed up. Oh my God, it's a massive moment for Eric Schaus. How in the hell did that happen on pit entry? A massive skill issue moment. It looked like a compression lock.
Yeah, we got another one. The 3 cars spun around in the back.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the 76 has turned around.
Yeah, the Alan Phillips was in the wall. Smathers has come in too hot as well. That is a really weird moment. And I'm going to assume no one expected green flag stops because it's caught all of them out.
Yeah, I don't think they practiced that that part of the race, but wow, that's that's gonna screw up some people's days, I think. Wow.
Good. My God, that was a wild moment for Eric Schaus, who found himself just in the weirdest of positions. Let's see if we can get a better view of all this. Oh, it's actually way too early. We're gonna have to pull the old sneaky reversal here, but. So how is this happening? So they come down, come into pit road, everyone's going. He's going very quick. He was trying to make an overtake into pit entry, I think, and looking at how it turned out, that wasn't the smartest decision because he's locked rears, compression locked it, and then it's gone off the road. But then how has Zach Smathers ended up in the wall as well? Because this is a very awkward moment for him. So he comes into pit road. Oh, he just locks up because I think he saw the car coming in front of him going backwards out of pit exit.
Man, yeah, he's probably got some front end damage to fix now too.
Yeah. The only reason I would assume that wasn't an iRacing caution was it didn't happen on the racing surface. It was on pit entry. So it may not throw the caution because of that, but still, Merkel, Jordan have stayed out. Ferguson and Blewin are now in. Chris Mackey is now the new race leader at this stage. Multiple black flags have been pulled here. Kareen and Russell have copped black flags. So did Schaus, of course, and Trey Martin has still got his black flag to serve as well. So,
yeah, this is really weird because Merkel's out there by himself. He's got nobody to draft with.
Yeah, we have got auto cautions on. So the only reason I could see that the cautions weren't thrown there, Anthony, is that the incidents didn't happen on the race surface and there wasn't a car stopped on the race surface. They were all off technically the racing surface on the infield on either the trioval grass or on the pit entry, and that's why the caution hasn't been thrown.
Yeah, no, I agree with that totally. Everything just happened to fall in the right or wrong place, however you want to look at it. But yeah, iRacing didn't deem that a caution, and boy, did that change things up. There's a couple guys out there running up front that have no dancing partners whatsoever. Well, the 2 cars on an island all on his own, and he's only running at 185 miles an hour. These guys are going to be approaching him at 200 miles an hour if they've got somebody to draft with.
Well, this is big for the championship because, of course, Will Kern is within the top 3 of the championship standings. And with Trey Jones so far down the order, if he remains there. Now, remembering how the Lucky Dog rule works, if we get a single caution, Posey Kareen will be the first car to get his Lucky Dog wave around. Trey Jones will be the last car to get his Lucky Dog wave around. Yeah. This is going to completely swing the championship as Todd Merkel and Rusty Jordan are into pit lane. At the moment, where drivers are, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars off the lead lap. For those 9 cars to all get back on the lead lap, they either need to get into a pack together and pass the field, or we need 9 cautions for them to get back onto the lead lap. This is struggle street now for Trey Jones, and arguably, because of how short this race is, I don't see a world in how he can get back on the lead lap in this one.
Yeah, that would really be, that'd have to be a miracle. Geez, I did not expect that much chaos during these green flag pit stops, but I guess we'll find out here in a couple laps after the stage break how they're all going to line up. But man, that was crazy.
It was indeed. Mike Rinker is now the top seeded car, by the way, for a Lucky Dog. So when we do get to the stage end, he'll get his wave around and get back onto the lead lap. Kareen would love to sneak past him and take that away from him at this stage as well. The current running order of things, Will Kern to Will McKellar, Chris Mackey, Bailey Brown and Paul Harris. That is the top 5. Brannon and Harris, though, are a little bit further back amongst this much bigger pack of cars. There's been a lot of contamination amongst the field thanks to the chaos of the pit stops. But right now, with 3 to go in the stage, we have got an almighty end to the stage coming and an almighty restart coming as well, where we're going to get going again roughly around about lap 30 or so. We'll have 28 or so laps to go in the race, and it is going to be main event level stuff. It is going to be something you do not want to miss, because the green flag running we've had at the start of this race has been incredible. This has probably been the best first stint of a race we've seen this season, and it's been great to see here at Daytona. We expected them to only have roughly 2 or 3 cautions tonight based on what we said last week, but it's so good to see this style of racing coming into the series and how well these drivers have taken to it.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Really, really impressed by all the drivers out here. And man, I tell you what, this stage break is going to be welcoming to quite a few guys. Obviously, we just saw there was some chaos in pit roads, but what that did was that spread the field out. 9th and 10th place are 7 seconds behind the leader. That's going to allow these guys to catch back up again and actually have a chance. Without that stage break, I don't think they're going to have much of a chance tonight.
Well, they made 20 laps roughly on the first stint, so realistically they only need one more stop to get home. That stop must come at lap 40 or later. Do we think, though, there is something to gain from a driver further back, such as a Zach Smathers or a Joe Dyson or a Damon Rodder or a Jay Salmon? Still on the lead lap, when the caution comes out for the stage break, you come in, you take some fuel, you take some tyres, and you push on. Because that could get them a real big benefit later on, because i.e. they will be able to take less fuel later on in the race because they can go longer, and they'll have a fresh set of tyres on the car as well. That could be a little dice roll that some of those drivers further back in the field, still on the lead lap, could play to get themselves a benefit later in the race, especially because it'll be classified as a free pit stop under yellow flag conditions as we come up to the end of lap 28, and once the 10th place car in the field crosses the line, there it is, caution is thrown, stage has ended, with Will Kern taking the honours for stage 1 here at Daytona.
Yeah, great stage finish for that 31 team. He's been strong all season long, not surprised one bit, but a great point stave from William Kern. And just to comment on what you were saying there, Hamish, I would not be surprised to see more people pit than we think. And I think you nailed that comment right there when you said you're going to have less fuel to take. If you pit now, you're going to be on pit road for a lesser time because you don't have to take as much fuel on that final pit stop. I bet people might start to look at that.
Well, not just that, it's a free kick to take tyres as well. Like, everyone's going to be obviously going slower now underneath the pace car. You're not going to be giving up as much time to take tyres at this stage of the race. So if you were ever going to take a full set, now would be the time. Yes, your fuel's not going to cover that full set of tyres, but again, you're getting a free kick. You're getting the availability to come in whilst the whole field is slowed up. If you are further back in the field, even in the mid-pack, you could come in and not give up too much, but have a benefit of better tyres on the car. And as we said, a shorter pit stop later in the race could be beneficial, especially when we've already had a green flag stop in this race. That could be huge when we get to the latter part of this race. Again, we don't expect pit stops to happen until roughly lap 40 or 41, because we normally gain about a lap with the cautions. If there's cautions thrown in there, that's going to put some spanners into it for sure. But I think at this stage, you may as well come in, get the free kick of fuel, get the free kick of tyres, and push on for the second part of this race.
Yeah, and this is also going to be an opportunity for people to come down and actually view what your tire wear is. Yep. Probably a lot of these guys have not done that yet. So they've ran this first stage mostly green, and unless you slid your tires coming to pit road, these guys are going to be able to see if we get a late race caution, our new Goodyear is going to be a benefit. Right now, they don't know those numbers till they hit pit road, so that's going to be great information for these drivers.
Yeah, really all they can see is what their tires were like prior to their last stop. But yeah, again, coming down pit road will tell them what they're currently looking like and how that wear is. There is obviously some third-party softwares out there that will help tell you what your current tyre wear is, but it's only an estimation as the front runners are coming in. So it looks to be that everyone's taking that strategy now. Free kick, free pit stop, take the fuel. We'll see if anyone takes tyres here, Anthony. Only one car is staying out, that is Jordan Ferguson, who was already on the lead lap. So he will now take the race lead by proxy. And relatively speaking, I mean, it's still a decent dice roll for him because of the fact of he now will lead the field. If there is chaos and carnage further back, obviously he'll be staying out of it, but also there could still be a green flag pit stop to come. They're only going to gain a few seconds on him because they've only been doing 10 laps on a tank, so they're only going to gain half a tank on him. It's not too bad of a strategy, but those guys are going to need 10 laps less worth of fuel when they come into pit road next time by. He's going to have to take the full 20 laps when he comes in around about lap 40 or 41.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if I one thing I learned by watching a lot of NASCAR is listening to old Larry McReynolds. He always says, if you follow the leader, guess what? You're just going to follow the leader. Sometimes you got to try something different to see if it works. You got to applaud him for doing that because he's in the car making those decisions. He's trying something different. We're going to see how it works out for him. I did notice a lot of those guys on pit road just now. I saw a lot of people taking tires, so we're about to find out the difference.
Well, we saw that McKellar has taken tyres. Ferguson had taken tyres in his previous stop, by the way. He went 22 laps on his first stint, so he managed to go that little bit longer. Kern, Pruitt, they opted not to. Merkel and Stevens Jr. opted not to either. Mackey took tyres, Hatch took tyres, Parent took tyres. This could be a mistake from Will Kern, but maybe he decided that the tyre wear wasn't too bad. He'd rather take fuel and give up the time later on in the race, but have fresher tyres at the end. The saving grace for Will Kern in this strategy will be, if there is a caution around about the second stop, he'll get a free kick anyway for tyres. So the worst thing that can happen now is it stays green for him, and he has to do a green flag stop and take tyres, where he'll be hoping for a caution at the late break of this race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out. But man, it's kind of hard to, it's just so hard to tell until you get back going. But man, it's, I haven't driven a Gen 6 in so long to know what the tire wear is like at a super speedway. You know, I'm just, gosh, I don't think the 31's going to be hurting too bad. I think he's going to be doing just fine.
Well, the 31 and the 69, Ferguson, both are on a similar boat in terms of tyre wear. The cars behind them have got a little advantage with fresh tyres, but they'll only really get the benefit of them within the next 5 or 6 laps. We're set up to go 2 wide for the restart off of the stage end. Stage 2 is about to get underway here at Daytona. We went 28 laps, green flag running at the start of this race. It boggles the mind that happened. Race Control have probably got the easiest night they've ever had this season already.
Yeah.
They've had to do nothing tonight, pretty much. They've only given us a couple of things. To give the stage results just very quickly, it was Will Kern, Will McKellar, Chris Mackey, Bailey Brown and Ryan Hatch, Paul Harris, Josh Parent, Cody Pruitt, Justin McCurdy and Keith Vaughan were the top 10 in the stage. They've all got themselves some stage points at the end there. And now Will Kern will try and get himself a race win, possibly. Jordan Ferguson would love to sneak his way there by going the way of a sneaky strategy for himself as part of A-Man Motorsports. Of course, those guys running Dale Senior and Dale Junior paint jobs for the Earnhardts, both Jordan and Jack Anderson in their respective Camry and Camaro further back in the field. But race restart's about to get underway. Second stage. What's going to make of it? We're in the second half of the fight card, and this beginning has been just a complete 8-round run for the first 28 laps. As the pace truck comes in, restart zone will get lit up once again for the second time this race. We are green flag running lap 33, 28 to go here at Daytona, as it's a good run off the line for Ferguson. Kern caught on the outside. Is he going to get buried alive with no one to push him along, as the low line has been strong all night long here?
Yeah, that high lane just completely broke apart there on that restart. I don't know, somebody maybe missed a gear or something, but William did not have anybody to go with him, so he's going to get eaten up a little bit, but he's got some help coming. Help is on the way.
Help is indeed on the way. Build it, and we'll see how quickly the help can push him along, but that's how the new line can form. They've already built a lane on the outside of cars as they come across to begin lap 34. What a great race this has been tonight at Daytona. Such a fun time for these drivers. stuck amongst it. Now, as we said, they'll gain around about a lap on fuel from that caution, so they should be able to go out to roughly lap 41 for those that didn't pit under the caution. Those who did can go out to lap 51 off the back of that caution as well, unless they were smart. Again, that's questioning the intelligence, Anthony. Unless they were smart and they took 1 lap less of fuel under that caution to go to 50, and knowing that they can save a lap of fuel whilst the caution's out there. But Kern now back in the race lead. McKellar, Lincoln, Meadows, Pruitt in the top 5. Harris, Phillips, Ferguson, Merkel and Mackey the top 10. But it's an ever-changing and ever-flowing game plan, an ever-flowing narrative as well, as everyone is swapping and changing positions like school kids swapping Pokemon cards. It is not going to change until the checkered flag flies. And we're not going to have a locked-in race winner as we got our first caution of the race. First caution of the race, and I think it was due to Rusty Jordan going off the road. Or perhaps it was Clay Stewart. Let's see here. Well, there's a small pack. Oh, my God.
Oh.
And again, it was that second pack of cars that have been involved. It was a very, very weird one. I'll see if I can get us a better angle of it for the replay here. It was very, very weird. So, Clay was going for the move, taps the back of the 01 cart, turns him round, and then all hell breaks loose. So, I mean, very, very quickly it could happen. And we did so well for so long without this happening now. The beauty is none of them would have used their fast repair yet. So they've still got it in hand. Look at that drift from the 58 car, though. Just trying to catch it after getting turned down. But that is the issue with low-line plate racing and getting stuck in those packs further back in the field. You have an inch out of line and something happens. But it is, I mean, we expected one to come later in the race. We've got past the halfway point. We've had our first proper caution of the race thus far, Anthony. So technically speaking, without the race caution because of the stage break, we went roughly 34 laps, I think it was, without a caution. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. And just kind of you were commenting on the 58 there, how he was sliding. Even though he didn't hit anything, he's probably going to want to come down pit road and get some new tires, because when you get these tires hot, they do not like you. So he's not going to lose anything, right? He needs to come down, take care of those good years, and get back to focused on racing. There's no reason to stay out there on tires that you've already abused. You're not, he's already going to be in the back because of that incident. Go ahead and get your car fixed up, get some fresh good years, and let's rock and roll.
Well, we'll get ourselves set to go once again, as cars are going to come into pit lane. Will Kern's going to come in, Pruitt's going to come in, and they know that if they pit now, get some fresh tyres, they could save a little bit of fuel and maybe get the cars home, especially if there is another caution. So they're having a bit of a dice roll here. Means that McKellar's now going to go to the race lead. What we're going to do is we'll take this time to go to a very, very quick ad break to give thanks to iRacing for giving us the wonderful service that we go racing on every single week. Don't go anywhere. We'll return very shortly with more action of High Side Motorsports as the first proper caution of the race is underway. We'll be back very shortly here out at Daytona.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
massive thank you to iRacing, of course. Been around since 2008 in its current build. Multiple updates later, and we've got one of the best racing sims you can buy on the PC, and it's a wondrous thing to be able to go racing, make new friends, make new connections as well from all over the world. I mean, we've got an Australian and American in a broadcast together. I've had broadcasts with Englishmen, with people from Germany, South Africa, New Zealand, all over the world, and seen drivers from all over the world as well, and that's the wonderful world that is sim racing as well. And I know everyone gets a bit heated, we get into arguments, we get into tiffs on and off the track. Ultimately though, we are all fans of motorsport. We all want to go racing, we all want to have a fun time, and there is a league out there for everybody to go racing as well, and everyone would love to be a part of that too. I do just want to take this quick moment as an Australian broadcaster and as an Australian channel, just to give my personal thoughts with the families of those affected by the Bondi Beach massacre yesterday as well, and a massive shout out to the fruit shop owner, a Muslim man who protected a bunch of Jewish citizens here in Australia from what was a disgusting attack out in Bondi. It's our first massacre like that in 30 years, and I just want to give a big shout out and my condolences to those families who have lost people from that, and that everyone here in Australia knows that even though hate and everything like that will be around, being kind and being courageous and being courteous will always rise above those sorts of actions. So myself, thank you all for being here with us, and as well condolences to those that lost people yesterday. So, but racing's about to get back underway again, Anthony. It's going to be a massive moment at the recommencement of this race, and our first caution of the race as well, proper caution. Of course, we had a competition caution because of the stage end. William McKellar will look to lead us away with Kevin Winker on his inside as well. This is going to be an intense next portion of this race. We are nearly up to lap 40, and only time will tell who's going to get the win and who's going to get the chocolates, but we could be in for a chaotic end as the laps will tick away, the time will tick away, and the restart zone will get lit up once again as we head up towards the start-finish stripe. It's green flag running out at Daytona. It'll be 22 laps to go here as we get up to lap 39 of 60. Anything can happen. And who is going to survive the pressures of Daytona International Speedway?
Yeah, that was a really good launch by the high side there. Came down in front of the 40 and was able to keep it down there. Looked like he got a little bit loose, but the one thing that I didn't realize is William Kern didn't lose that many spots by coming down pit road. I think that was a really smart move. I thought he was going to be further back in the field, but he's still hanging on inside the top 10 there. Man, that pit stop right there, that was a good call, I think, if he can make it to the end, but we'll see how it goes. Things are ramping up here at Daytona.
Well, Kern, who came in, he only took fuel. He didn't take tyres on that stop. We can tell that by the fact it's only a 5.8 second stop. He has now got a little bit of fuel advantage over the rest of the field, so he could gain some free positions here come the next pit stop in this race. Lap 40 of 21 of 60, 21 to go. So we are now into the critical lap to get home on fuel. So if they were to pit now, they could get home. But there's no point pitting too early. You may as well push on till the tank's nearly dry and let your spotter or your engineer try and fill you correctly as well. Run it up towards turn 3. McKellar leads the way. Second line has not quite gotten built up just yet here on the front pack of cars. There is a little breakaway back to the likes of Ferguson, Electric, Dyson, Jones, Marotta, Stevens Jr. and co. Good to see. Trey Jones is now back on the lead lap, so there is hope still for him to hang on to the championship lead, but he's going to have some work to do tonight. Anthony, but being back in P18, it's not over just yet because maximum cautions towards the end. You can make up some free spots.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they fell back so quickly. I don't know if maybe they're anticipating some more chaos here and they're just trying to protect their cars and get to the end of this thing, but unless somebody had a bad restart, they kind of fell back a little faster than I thought they would, but hey, maybe that's part of their strategy. They want to get to the end of this thing, right?
Oh, they do indeed. I noticed as well Zach Smathers has been in pit lane now for 7.5 minutes with a meatball flag. I think he already chewed up his fast repair earlier in the race when he came in, when he made the mistake on pit entry. So unfortunately for Zach, that'll be his race done and dusted, and that's probably top 5 of the championship gone after tonight. But with plenty of rounds left to go in the title race, still got 12 to go after tonight. He has got more than enough opportunities to get himself back into the fight for the rest of the season. As McKellar leads the way with Rinker and Phillips in behind, Vaughan and Brannon fighting away with them, as well as Salmon and Meadows and Harris and Merkel and Mackey and Owen. All of them are involved in this tight battle pack as Kevin Rinker takes the race lead.
Oh, what a move. What a move by Vaughn. He just shot down on that low line. He said, hey, I want to control this thing. We're coming to 18. Oh, boy.
Oh, they got to be careful.
What a save.
And it's just pointed out by our race controller in the chat, these cars lose the draft like the Arcas do, so you've got to be careful when you drop out of the train. So these front-running cars, they've got the benefit as well, but they don't want to drop below 1 second, because if they do, they don't want to drop above 1 second to the car ahead. Otherwise, they'll lose the draft and they will get absolutely pulled back like they've had a, well, I'm trying to think what the word would be, like a harpoon dragging up a whale, pretty much. You just get dragged straight in.
Yep. Yeah, and you can tell, I mean, the aggression is picking up. The bumps are getting harder. The blocking is getting more aggressive. I think we're getting ready to see a little bit more carnage here if these guys aren't careful.
I think we are indeed. Jay Salmon's now taking the race lead as well. So he'll be hoping he can hang on to this position, but Rinker wants to try and sneak his way past. Brannon and Harris as well, side by side, fighting away too. The teammates will be hoping to work together here. Their other teammate Chris Mackey's amongst it as well. Joe Dyson a little bit further back for that team of Bucket Motor Club. But three top 5s at the moment for that team is great for the team's championship at this point. And that could help them immensely going forward. But for Salmon and Rinker, they want to be holding on as much as possible. As we run up towards the strike once again, it'll be 16 to go. Lap 45 about to get underway. And the story of the night has been great green flag racing here at Daytona.
Yeah, this is just awesome, man. I'm sitting here grinning ear to ear watching these guys, wishing I was out there running. This is just so fun. I mean, you are full throttle sending it every single lap, inches apart, door to door. I mean, what more can you ask for? This has been an amazing race. Great job by everybody tonight. It's
been fantastic. Kevin Rinker's now taking the race lead. Paul Harris drops to the inside line. He could sneak on by him if the 42's not careful. And Paul Harris, who's already led some laps tonight, is going to lead once again in the 13 entry. Running Fanatec on the side. Blackheart Designs as well. Shout out to Paul for giving me some advertisement. Thanks, Paul. As he runs across the strike. It is 15 to go, and it is starting to get intense. There's some lap traffic that they're catching up to. In fact, it's P2 in the championship, Josh Parent. So the absolute shake-up of tonight is going to be how are the championship standings going to look leading into the new year and leading into Kansas on January 4th. This is big pressure for the title race, and it's how quickly it can evolve and how quickly it can change. Because you come into tonight thinking, well, these guys have been strong over the first 2 rounds, but one poor race at Daytona or even another race could drop you further and further back down the field, and it's going to take some big consistency for you to try and claw your way back into it. Title's not going to be decided, though, until we're within the final 5 rounds, and that's when we're going to know who the true contenders are. But realistically speaking, anyone could be a contender right now, just based on how much of a shake-up we've had tonight.
Oh, yeah. Some of our front runners have had really bad days, man. It's really unfortunate. The points are going to look completely different after tonight. And I'm telling you what, the rear ends of these cars are starting to move around. These cars are getting loose. The harder they're bumping in the corners, the looser these things are going to get. Look at them snaking down the back straight there. I mean, these guys are putting on a show, and the aggression is going to amp up as we're getting ready to come to 13 to go. Oh, boy. Here we go.
As they come around turn 4, they begin to just massage the pressure on each other once again. And what a view it would be to be in the grandstands here at Daytona and see every piece of circuit around here as they run it down towards turn 1 again. It's now Rinker into the race lead. Mackey into P2. Harris P3 to Salmon, Meadows, Brannon, McCurdy, Vaughan, Kern and Merkel for the top 10. Any of them could take it, though, as Jay Salmon wants to go for a run on the outside here on Paul Harris. Could he reap the benefits of selecting the line correctly as they run up towards turn 3? But he's not getting any push, so that's going to hurt him. And this may even drop him back below P5 if he's not careful, because here comes Keith Vaughan, and here comes the 31 as contact's made, and Salmon goes round. Big caution lane in the race. Watch pit lane light up as the 01 comes colliding in.
Unbelievable.
The big one has happened. Multiple cars have been caught up in it. And again, we expected it with the amount of pressure that was building and how close they were getting together. Again, it took one mistake. We saw Salmon get loose, and that's what has caused this massive incident to happen.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I have to go back and look at that one, but...
Well, that's when he's already around, so this might be a better tail. So he's already lost it at that point. So I wonder, was there a knock? Did he get a little push? I think he's just loose. He got really loose through 3 and 4. Really nowhere to go for him. And then into the wall. And it's massive damage here. I mean, just huge, 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 huge. And that's not even the only tail. Look at all the cars trying to take evasive action. And then the 01 just gets slid straight into him.
Wow. Yikes.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that
God.
was a hard hit.
Oh, yeah. That was an incredibly hard hit. Let's try and see this again. We'll slow it up for you, though, and we'll find, I think it was Trey Martin, who was the one that was in behind the 01. So they come through. And he gets pushed out wide. The 01 then comes across on him. And then that's where contact's made. So really, Trey actually had nowhere to go. I think he got slide jobbed up to the wall. And then that's why the contact's been made on the secondary. So it's a real shame for them. A lot of cars are into pit road. We would expect, I would think, well, although they're not coming in at this stage, I would have expected the race leaders to be in. And I think Rinker is going to come in because you get a free kick now at the point of the race that they could get to on their fuel. I would assume they'd be coming in, would they not? I mean, surely they'd be coming in.
I don't know. It sure didn't look like it.
No. I mean,
I think they feel like they can make it.
But maybe they do. If it were me, I'd be in. Take the fuel, put on some tyres, push to the end. I mean, you've only got 10 laps to go. Why not push on and oh.
Yeah, I'm thinking they just don't feel like the tires are significant enough. Must have enough fuel to make it to the end. Just maybe the track position's not worth losing at this point.
I suppose they may do, because if we recall back, Jordan Ferguson went 22 laps on his initial stint.
Yeah.
So if they can make 22, then yeah, they can make it home from here because of the cautions that we've had. So I suppose we'll see.
Sir.
We'll see how this plays out, and who is going to reap these benefits now. Realistically speaking, you've got to put some benefit here on Rinker and Mackie, because they've both got fresher tyres than the cars behind them. So their tyres will be less worn than what those cars behind them will have. So we'll see how this works out for them. Man, what a massive incident, though. That was huge.
Yeah, that was a huge hit by the 01. And I know there's somebody came in real late and hit him again, so not sure why that happened, but yeah, that was a very hard hit.
We'll see what race control say about it. They'll be on it straight away, I'm sure. So 22 pushes the corner, drives to the guy in front. So an EOL's been given here to the 22 car for that incident. So they've decided that he was at fault. That is Nick Meadows, who's been given a EOL penalty for causing that massive wreck there on lap 48. So it's been decided straight away by race control. The big one has happened, and with 10 laps to go, and it'll be 9 to go when we cross the strike, we could be in for another caution here. I'd just like to say, though, Anthony, I feel proud of the fact that we predicted last week it was going to be 2 to 3 cautions, not including the field caution because of the stage end. We're currently sitting at 2.
Yeah.
I'd claim that as a win.
It's good.
It's great.
I totally agree. Yeah, it is great. And hey, like I said, man, this is just fun. I'm itching to be out there. This is so fun to watch, and how intense things actually get these closing laps of these super speedways. Oh, your heart starts pumping. You start sweating. You're white knuckling the steering wheel, and it's, woo, baby, it's cool. This is fun.
Well, what we could be in for is, with only 9 to go, I don't think the 9 laps are going to be green flag running. I think we may get another caution towards the end because pressures start to build here. And no one's going to want to give up the possibility of a race win being so close to the checkered flag. So we may see some drivers just starting to push on and trying to just take any small inch they can, and that could then end up obviously in a massive blow-up. Big blink there for Bailey Brown, so hopefully that's not too much of an issue for him going forward. But the pace truck's going to come in. Will we go 9 laps green, or will we go overtime? Will we possibly get a caution in between it all? Only time will tell, as Daytona International Speedway will line up and light up with green flag running once again as we get to the restart zone. Lights out, green flag here at Daytona.
Outside lane, man, it's just like 3 restarts in a row. Those guys just don't stay together on the outside. Everybody wants that inside line on the restarts, and the 42 is left hanging. There's no help right now, and that low line is going to take advantage of it the best they can. Unless that 99 can get there real quick, he's going to be hurting.
I think the best chance here is this contact made with the 2 car. It gets spun round. There's the caution. So as we assumed it would happen, it's starting to get a little bit hairy here at the last portion of this race, as it often does, because everyone's trying to go for an inch when they're also trying to get a mile, and 2 and 2 don't go together unless you're trying to come up with 4. So right now we've got our 3rd caution in the event. When we get restarted once again, it will be, I think, lap 55 or 56. So we're going to have a very, very short run to the end. There is the possibility and a chance this thing goes into overtime.
I think you're right. It's going to be, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It's not showing up on my replay for some reason. My iRacing is acting weird.
Let's have a look here. So Todd Merkel was involved in this, so let's try and get a better view of it. So it just gets a little bit of overlap with the car alongside. So is the 40 trying to go for what is a closing gap? Okay, yeah, so he was squeezed and then contact's made. So I think that's just a little bit of overlap between them. The 2 cars trying to go for an outside, which you can see he is sort of telegraphing off the exit of 2. And I don't think the 40 was prepared for him to come up and hit the front end of his car.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So the front runners, are they going to come into pit road this time? Maybe take a bit extra in case it does go overtime, because Kevin Rinker has stayed out. So has Mackie previously as well. They came in on lap 30. So this is about to get a little bit hairy for them if they can't make the end. But we're going to get our answers momentarily. Will they come into pit road? No, they will not, it seems. So they're going to stay out. They're going to stay committed. And they're going to try and push on to the end. Top 3 cars all pitted on lap 30. They stayed out after the 36 caution. It's amazing how that can work out for them and how they can remain in the race lead after such a moment.
Yeah, they're definitely doing a great job saving fuel under caution, that's for sure. So it's the only way they're making it, I'm thinking.
It's almost like the caution just adds a bit of extra tank space for them. But they've got a little canister that just refills it as they're driving along.
Yeah. Maybe they know something we don't.
Maybe they do. Staggered 3 wide is often an issue, and it's put it out by our racing killer in the chat, Brian. It's very true. It happens, and Not much more we can do about it. So we'll get ready to go racing once again. Green flag will light us back up as the lucky dog's been given to Joe Dyson on this previous run around. So he's now back onto the lead lap. Some notable names off the lead now. Trey Martin, Jack Anderson, Nick Merisu, Jay Salmon, they're all a lap down. Of course, Zach Smathers is out of this race. Owen Russell as well. Todd Merkel's into pit lane, of course. Michael Alechich, what has happened to him? I think he's had a massive blink because he's back again to where he was. So there's some blinking issues for some cars as well. Anthony, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who do you think could take the race win now?
Man, this is tough. I think Mackey might get this one. I think the 10 car might win it.
I'm going to say I think Nate Owen can win. Because I think low line, he'll have the draft off the 42. I think Mackey being on that outside line with Brandon right behind him, that could be an issue. So we'll see, though. See how it plays out. But we both think it's someone that's currently on the podium, and we both think it's someone who pitted on lap 30. So
yeah.
I can't say that Bailey's going to win because I was the one that made the bet with him about getting his Gators livery. So I don't think Bailey will win. I think someone will make sure of that possibly, but we'll see. But Mackey will take the outside. It'll be too wide off the restart. So Winker to Mackey to Owen to Brandon to Kern to Marotta. That's the first three rows for the first rows for the restart here. As we get ourselves set up to go underway once again here at Daytona International Speedway. It's been a fantastic race thus far. We're still underneath an hour here, but it is ticking away nicely. And for Kevin Winker, could this be a breakout moment for him? Or could it be for Chris Mackey or maybe even a Nate Owen? Bailey Brannon's got some pressure on himself. He didn't think he could win tonight, but right now he's in a position that he could. For the pride of himself and the pride of his university, he'll be wanting to take home a race win tonight before the end of the year. Otherwise, that's put massive pressure on him up at Kansas, because I'm telling you right now, I don't think Bailey can win at Watkins Glen. So he's got one more opportunity after tonight to try and stop that bet from coming alive. And he'll be hoping he can take advantage of this right now and try and get it done before the Christmas break. But this is going to be big pressure for them. As Winker and Mackey will control the field off the restart. We are going to have 5 laps to go of this race to the very end. If there's a caution thrown in there, we'll go overtime. If we go green, well, who knows who could win. Time will tell, and the clock is ticking towards the end of this race as the pace truck will come into pit road, and we will light up the restart zone once again. Pace truck in. Daytona International Speedway. What more have you got on offer for us as everyone's packed up together again? And it's green flag at Daytona. 5 laps to go here in Florida.
Wow, that was the best restart on that outside line we've seen in a while. 10 car going down low. He just got an incredible run. That was a really good restart by Mackey there. See how they can hang out.
Well, we saw the 42 went high early as well, so could that have been a misplay by him, or does he think he's got someone on the outside?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't stay with him. He left him hanging. That's definitely not a teammate.
Well, Brandon's pulling the team game. He's tucked him in front of his teammate Mackey now to try and keep dragging him forward. But now they've got Marotta in front of them as well.
Yeah, so, this is not going to be a game of give and take anymore. This is going to be all take.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
All take. 4 to go at Daytona. Who can reap the benefits? You can feel there's a different energy and a different aura to the race right now. Everyone's getting loose. Everyone's getting up there. There's been big contact further round with Keith Vaughan and Trey Jones, and there is the caution. We're going to go overtime, but this is big for the championship because the championship leader has been involved. Man, oh man, and as I said, it felt like there was a different aura to it, Anthony. It felt like everyone was out there for keeps and everyone was out there for themselves, and that's how that's occurred.
Oh, 100%. And I can't believe it. almost all of our front runners, except for the 31 car in points, have had a bad day, it seems. They just keep getting hit left, left and right tonight, man. Jeez.
Well, right now,
Unbelievable.
Kern and Parent are together on the road. Kern's 9th, Parent's in 10th. This could see them take the lead of the championship after tonight's events, with Jones being so far down the order, but time will tell how this plays out. Now, I wonder, would they have enough fuel to go overtime here, Anthony? I think they would, because of the fact that we have had quite a few cautions as of late. So I think for those guys, they shouldn't need to be, unless they want fresh tires for this last little run.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, it's got to be close. This overtime kind of changes things a little bit, but I guess we're about to find out. I
suppose realistically, we're only probably going to be, what, one lap of overtime? Because instead of lap 59 being... Oh, no, we're lap 58. No, I'm wrong. It's going to be more than that. That's overtime. We're only going to get one green-white check it in, though. If we get a caution on that green flag lap, we'll end under caution. So, for Kevin Winker, he'll be hoping there is a caution. Because if there is, he is going to be reaping those benefits of being at the front of the field, and he can get himself a race win. So, we'll see how this plays out. But we are lap 58, about to be 59. And then I think we'll line up 2 wide on 60. So we'll probably go 62 laps in this race now. I think will be the overtime amount. Because green flag
like
would
anybody's
be lap
coming.
61. No one's going to come in. So they're going to push on. And I suppose with so little laps left and no other chance of another caution to get us green flag running again, there's no point coming in because that would push you too far back in the field. So we're now lap 59 and we're not going staggered 2 wide just yet. Unless we're waiting for the lucky dog, I think, but I don't know. So I think we're going to go 2 wide on lap 60, which then means green flag is lap 61, and then white flag is lap 62. So we're going to get 2 laps of overtime in this race. There goes the wave around of Trey Martin. As he now gets back on the lead lap at this point in time. So if you've loved what you've seen here tonight, though, and you're enjoying the action here in High Side Motorsports, well, we implore you to stick around for the rest of the season if you haven't been here for the first 2 weeks out at Auto Club in Nashville the last 2 weeks. Be sure to hit the like button, to subscribe, the bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing on the channel. We've got one more broadcast to come for you in 2025. That will be Saturday evening here in Australia, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time at the Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans return to the Split 2 action of Season 26. You guys can check out that action. Myself and Brett Fisher will be in the booth for that one as we go racing for the very first time at Adelaide Street Circuit. The brand new circuit in iRacing. We'll see it for the first time at the end of 2025 in our final race. Our final broadcast of the year. My final broadcast of the year as well. I've got 2 more this week, Anthony. One of which is over on my friend Jim's channel at Motormouth Broadcasting, and the other is the original series that I first broadcasted now nearly 3 years ago. Will end out my 2025, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really want to check out that new track on iRacing. It looks so nice. I'm not a road race guy. I'm going to be honest. I pretty much suck at road courses, but I'm willing to try, and it looks amazing, so I'm probably going to buy it.
Well, I look forward to Watkins Glen next year. I'll be honest with you, Anthony. I was a little bit salty that there's only one road course. I was hoping for at least 2 or 3. I think you could you could balance it. There's 15 rounds, a fifth of the season being road courses. I think that's a pretty good balance.
I don't know. Being a NASCAR driver, that kind of hurts a little bit.
Send them to Coda, send them to Watkins, and then send them either to Chicago. Well, maybe not Chicago. Maybe Mexico's the better choice, but or even Sonoma. I mean.
Yeah,
you know.
my league is going to Sonoma this year, and that's the only road course on the schedule, but we've got a couple short tracks in there too, so.
I mean, you can
it's an
balance
acquired
it
taste
It
for
is.
the NASCAR
It
guys.
is. I mean, you can balance it out of there's 5/5 course, 3 tracks each. You can do 3 road courses, 3 short tracks, 3 super speedways, 3 regular speedways, and then figure out your last 3. I don't know what you do. Maybe dirt road. Send him to Bristol 3 times. How about that?
Hey, Bristol Dirt, that was fun.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they took away our dirt tires, though, on iRacing. I don't think we've got dirt tires anymore.
No, I think the cars that did run there do have them. So I think these Gen 6 cars have them.
Okay, yeah, maybe you could be right. And I think the ARCA cars might have them, but...
I don't believe although the next gens do have the dirt aero. I know that.
Yeah, I can't remember. I could have swore somebody said they took away our tires. I'm like, dang it, man, that was
Maybe
fun.
they did. I don't know, we'll have to look into it and see what the case is. But we're about to get restart once again. We're into overtime. We're on lap 60. It'll be 61 when we get restarted. 2 laps to go in this race. Pace truck will come in. If there is a caution thrown on this 61st lap, as we've gone a couple of miles more, then we will end under caution. Green flag, 2 to go. Lap 61 of 62 here at Daytona International Speedway.
Wow, all right. These guys are definitely trying to work together here. I don't know if this is going to stay. No, they're not either. 23's going low. He wants to lead this thing. Woo, baby. 3 wide.
Oh, 3 wide down the back straight. I think there's almost 2, nearly 3 groups of 3 wide as there's contact made. Is it going to be a caution? Are we going to win the race under yellow flag? I think we will. And it's Bailey Braden who's in the race lead.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Caution is thrown.
It looks like we might have...
Or have we got another?
I think we do.
Well, we have another. Brian, please confirm for us in the chat. Are we going to have another green-white checkered? Because this would technically be the white flag lap now, so I suppose we find out when we get to the line if we're going to get a checkered flag. Okay, so it is going to be green-white checkered, okay. So we've got 1 more in our back pocket, so it's not over just yet. My golly gosh, this is how it happened. Down on the back stretch. So 3 wide, Nate Owen and William McKellar. Oh no, it was Parent. Sorry, Josh Parent and Nate Owen getting together. Oh, Charles. Thanks, Charles. Sorry. My fault. Okay, so green, white, checkered coming. And that was how it's brought out our final caution.
And that penalty will go to the 99 car, confirmed by race control.
Yep. Well then, since Charles is in the chat, congratulations, Charles. Glad you could take time away from your freshly born child to watch this race tonight. That's real commitment right there, Anthony. That is real commitment.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Imagine if he was racing. I mean, this is on the level now of Paul Harris watching the broadcast at his own wedding earlier this year.
That is hilarious. Yeah, I love that. That's so funny.
Commitment.
Get a mobile rig with a laptop for the hospital.
Hey, you know, why not? You know, just hop on a controller. I've seen people race over with controllers. I have before. I may or may not have wrecked 5 cars when I did it, but...
Right?
Okay, so we will reset, reattempt for the end of this race. I'm sweating right now because I want Bailey running in that bloody Florida Gators car. Maybe we need to word up Mackie, see if he'll take him out for us. Maybe that will be the case.
Yeah, he almost got away with the livery deal, but he's got another restart to make it through here.
He does. Let's get a contract kill out there for Chris Mackey to take out Bailey Brannan. Keep the bet alive into Kansas next time out on January 4th. We'll be away for a couple of weeks, of course. Next week being Christmas. It's coming around very, very quickly. This week being Hanukkah. And the week after being New Year's. So we are a few weeks away. We'll be back once again before you know it. Although the week between Christmas Day and New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, you kind of just forget where you are half the time, and you feel like you're in a chasm
Right.
of time. But don't worry, before you know it, we'll be back again out at Kansas Speedway. So
Man, I love
see.
these big tracks, but these pace laps take forever.
Oh, they do. They do. That's the only problem with the super speedways. It's also the problem with the road courses as well, because they're such long laps when you're under caution at a road course. I mean, it's 3 minutes for a caution lap is massive. So Charles is predicting Bailey takes top line. Chris lets him down to the bottom. Although it looks like Bailey's going to take the low line. So we'll see how this plays out. I mean, if we look at this, top 5 cars, only one of them started inside of the top 10, which was Bailey
that's
Brannan.
awesome.
Mackey, Electric, Rinker, and Phillips are all up 24 or 27 positions.
That's amazing.
This is a big game for those guys, and it's a solid performance from them to get up there. But time will tell. After the 5th caution of this race, we've had one competition caution for the stage end. Who will reap the benefits off of the green-white checkered here at Daytona International Speedway? We are well into overtime now. How's the fuel look? How do the tires look? How long can they go to get to the end of this race? Anyone in the top 10 could realistically win this one, with green-white checkered scenarios on offer for us. We've had 1 out of 3 attempts at a green-white checkered, so this is our 2nd. We could get a 3rd and go bulk overtime, and then that's when the fuel situation will start to get a little bit more hairy for some drivers. So Brannan on the inside, Mackey on the outside, teammates fighting for a race win at Daytona. It's a dream scenario for a team like Bucket Motor Club to have that happen for them. But with Mike Rinker and Michael Electrics in behind them, either of them could sneak on by and take home this race win. Pace truck's going to come in though. Green flag will fly once again at Daytona. The 2nd green-white checkered attempt in overtime. It's lap 65 of 66. 2 to go. Will we make the white flag being thrown, or will it be another green-white checkered here out at Daytona?
Man, really good organization by both lanes there. That was impressive. Really stuck together on that top lane. We're going to see if it plays off here on the exit of the turn, because 3 wide, here we come. They're forming another lane on the top side.
Oh, they are indeed, and they're getting real loose down the back straight. This is now the toughest moment. It's contact way. Brandon's been taken out. Brandon is taken out. Caution's thrown. It's another green-white checkered, and the big one has happened again on turn 3. And it is multiple meatball flags. And those that have come unscathed out of it, Mackey, Harris, Kernan, Rinker. My God. Phillips, Jones. So championship leader's now got a meatball as well, mind you, Anthony. Brannan, Hatch, Alechich, Parent, Stevens Jr., all with meatball flags. And a black flag on Kevin Winker.
Definitely curious to go back and look at that. I don't know if somebody got loose, but it almost looked like maybe some intentional door slam in there. I certainly hope that's not the case, but From what I saw on my monitor, it did not look very good, but have to wait until we can hear from race control.
Well, let's see here. So, well, that's already when it's happening. So let's see if we can go even further back. So you can see that they're just kind of getting a little bit overrun. So let's see if we can just pull this back just slightly here. So tightly contested. The 72 and the 12 car are right next to each other as they're coming down the back stretch. So they're very, very tight. Incidents are always going to happen when it's like this because like they're right up against the wall. They are hugging the wall here, Anthony. And those guys are coming up to turn into the corner. Contact is made. Yeah, he was on the inside and went midline. I think it's the 23.
23 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris Mackey was so close to getting hit by Brannon when he got turned. So close. Multiple cars, though, in and amongst that top 10 have all been involved in that. That is easily our biggest incident of the whole race. Easily our biggest incident of the whole race. So,
yeah,
that's
that was
huge.
massive. Jeez.
Well, this is our final green-white checkered attempt to this race. And the way that it has reset itself is Chris Mackey is into the race lead. Your predictions look pretty good at the moment here, Anthony. Mike Rinker, Paul Harris, Will Kern, Rusty Jordan, Robert Bluen, Damon Marotta, Jordan Ferguson, Trey Martin, Aposi Kareen are currently the top 10. Pruitt, Owen, McKellar, Vaughan, Jones, Electric, McCurdy, Brandon Meadows, Hatch, Miraso, Winker, Merkel, Phillips, and Jay Salmon. And there's a couple of cars further down who are a lap down at this point in time. Stevens Jr.'s got his meatball flag, so that'll really drop him out of it. And it's another car that's going to drop out of the top 5 in the championship after tonight's race. The beauty for Trey Jones is he's P15 at the moment, so he's not in a horrible position. And right now, the big gainer out of all this, who I think may take the championship lead, is William Kern in P4, who had pole position in this race. So he is back up there again. But we need to watch guys like Rusty Jordan and Robert Bluen. They put on lap 39, and they've got fresher tyres on board their cars than these front runners do. And this is our final attempt at a green-white checkered. We'll see who reaps these benefits.
Yeah, William Kern escaped that accident just by the skin of his teeth. I mean, he just about got caught up in that, so he needs to count his blessings and come out of here with a solid points day because that was almost race ending right there. He just about got turned.
So it is for sure an EOL given to the 23 car of Michael Alechich, who was the causer of that caution. So this is about to get real interesting. Mackey, Rinker, Harris, top 3, all of them top level drivers. Will Kern, prospective and projected championship leader heading into the Christmas and Hanukkah break. Who will win this race tonight at Daytona? Any of them can. It's our final green-white checkered attempt. If we get a yellow flag on this next green lap, we will end it under caution. So for Chris Mackey, he will hope that there's a caution because he will want Mr. Mike Rinker and Paul Harris to stay behind him in this race. He won't want that race lead. He won't care if it ends under caution because he'll get himself a race win. He'll care if it goes green and he gets put under pressure from Rinker and Kern. So any point this can happen. Any of them can win, as we said. We mentioned only 10 laps to go. Anyone can win inside of the top 10. And they've put themselves in the beneficiary position to try and take home a race win tonight. If we hit the white flag, we cannot possibly end under caution, and we will make lap 68. So, lap 70. We are currently on 68. We will get restarted on lap 69. Nice. And go to lap 70. Nice.
Yeah, I'd love to see this thing finish under green, but
what a race of two halves.
We'll see.
What a race of two halves. Great green flag running at the start. Absolute chaos at the end. You could argue that's Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely correct. I mean, it's been a really good race, and we'll have to see, man. These guys got to stack them together, stay as close to one another as you possibly can. Coming off of turns 1 and 2 there, get a run on the back straight, and you want to see that white flag. That's what they want to see.
So you got to stack them and rack them for the final 2 laps of the race. These are guaranteed to be the final 2. As green flag is thrown once again. 2 to go. Lap 69 of 70. And it's the furthest that we will go here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. It's a great start from Mackie on that low line. Harris has gone with him, though. And then Rinker and Jordan and Kern in behind them.
Boy, this is... I don't know. That high line is coming. Those guys are locked together.
They are locked together. Kern is pushing Rinker all the way. The teammates of Harris and Mackie have got to work together here to try and push each other forward. Through 3 and 4 they come.
Oh, this is going to be close.
It's going to be so close. We're going to get white flag. We're going to get the final lap of the race. Rusty Jordan wants to try and push forward with his clean green tyres as they spun round right on the start-finish stretch. But it's white flag. We can't get a caution. So they've got to push on now for the final lap of the race. As Branham was caught up in that again, by the way. So they're pushing on. And they're trying to make up as much as possible. So Mackie into the race lead. Paul Harris is pushing along. So is Rusty Jordan. Can they go for the jumping over the move? Harris wants to try and sneak on by here to try and steal the win from his teammate. Outside line for Paul Harris. Chris Mackie on the inside, but Mackie's getting pushed by Jordan. Chris Mackie's going to get the push to the start-finish line. Harris has got no one to push him along, and he's got to try and get there. It's super tight, but it's Mackie to Harris and Jordan for the podium. Rinker and in the top 5.
Wow.
Kern, Kareen, Meadows, Martin, and Pruitt the top 10. What an end.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I saw him jump to the outside and thought maybe it was just a tad bit early, but gosh, he almost went and stole that one. That was incredible.
Well, from the back of the field to the front of the field, up 25 positions tonight was Chris Mackie in a great race. Harris up 3, Jordan up 17, Rinker up 26, Owen up 20 for our top 5 finishes here this evening. What a finish. What a race. Best race of the season. Pure cinema was that one. And what more could you ask for out of that? I mean, it's just an incredible race. And an incredible moment for Chris Mackie to win his first race of the season and take home some fantastic points.
Very curious to see what the points look like after today. That's what I want to know. That's going to be pretty interesting to see how things shake out. But man, what a run. What a finish.
Well, let's start off the night by dragging in Mr. Paul Harris out of P2 on the road tonight. Paul, congratulations. P2 finish. And
hell yeah, brother.
And Paul, after so long, you finally got yourself a podium.
Hell yeah. Couldn't be any more happier. Me, Mackie, teammates 1-2. Hell yeah, we pulled that off.
1-2 finish for the team. Heartbreak for Bailey, who got taken out.
Indeed. Yeah.
Was there a rage off of that?
A little bit. But I think he's happy with the 1-2 finish for the team. He's a very team-oriented guy, so
I'll be honest with you, Paul. I was sweating thinking he had taken the win when we got that first green-white checkered caution. And I thought the bet was over. And then when me and Anthony found out there was another green-white checker, we thought, could we maybe get Mackie just to do a hit for us and just take him out? Like, We needed that Florida Gators livery. I mean, it's got to happen. And realistically, with a road course coming up in a few weeks' time, he needs to win at Kansas, because I don't think he's going to win at Watkins. I'll be honest with you.
I think most of us in that team will not do very well at the road course, especially me.
Well, we'll see how it runs out. Paul, congratulations on the podium. Massive congratulations. Is there anyone you wish to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to Chris Mackey, wonderful teammate, Bailey for talking us through the strategy and getting us to the finish, and Joe for sticking with us, and he did really good tonight. Really good.
Well, thank you so much for coming and having a chat to us, Paul. Congratulations on P2. Go and enjoy their celebrations, and I'm sure we'll chat to you very soon.
Hey, man, I'm going to have a good celebration.
Thanks so much, Paul.
Great round, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
Next up, we have our race winner here this evening in Chris Mackey. And Anthony Luedy, you predicted it correctly. You predicted that Chris would win the race, and lo and behold, Chris Mackey, you are a race winner in a 1-2 finish for Bucket Motor Club. Congratulations here tonight at Daytona.
Heck yeah, man. I really appreciate it. That was a heck of a race, awesome finish, and glad to finally put the number 10 Camaro in victory lane.
I mean, victory lane is being lit up with tears of joy for the team, but there's a bit of solace in there, surely, for good old Bucket Boy, who, again, has now gone 0-3 on race wins.
Yeah, unfortunate. That was kind of some bad luck. We thought we were in the best position we could possibly be in, with him controlling the bottom. I was controlling the top, and we were kind of set to control both lanes for the final 2 laps, and kind of just hashed it out coming to the line at the end. But unfortunately, some other things transpired, and he ended up getting hooked, and I do hate that for Bailey. Bailey was definitely having a strong night and was bound to finish up there. We were hoping for a 1, 2, 3, 4. That was kind of our goal coming into the race. So I know Joseph had some issues with an accident kind of late in the race. So good to still get 2 of the teammates, in the top 2. But next race we're going to try to get Bailey across there, man. He's due for a win. He just has a span of bad luck right now.
Well, Anthony, since you did predict Chris was going to win tonight, is there anything you want to say or ask Chris before we let him go?
Yeah, thanks for making it look like I know what I'm talking about, man. I appreciate you, buddy.
I really appreciate it. I had to make good. I think it was you last week, Anthony, that coming one of the final restarts, you were like, I like the 10 car. He looks like he's in a good spot. And then I ended up having a terrible restart and dropping a few spots. So glad that 1 week later we can make good on your call, man. I appreciate you having faith and glad it could come through.
No, absolutely. So we saw your teammate there. He ran to the outside of you, and I thought in my mind that it was just a tad bit early. I felt like maybe he should have waited a little bit longer. And then you had somebody literally pushing your bumper off and damn near turned you there. Great job holding on to that thing and getting the win. I thought for sure you were gonna spin out, man. I was sweating my butt off just watching you hold on to that car. That was an incredible finish, and you guys did a great job tonight, man.
Well, we really appreciate it, man. Yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking. I've had my fair share of coming out of turn 4 leading and getting turns. So I was waiting for it to happen, waiting for Daytona to happen, and luckily, it didn't happen, and that's just a testament to Charles and Zach and the league and the guys that we got in here, getting across the line in a I wouldn't say a calm manner, but not a negative manner either. No one spun anybody to win the race, and that's a big testament to the league that Charles has got going here. And I want to give Charles a big congrats. I know he just had another kid last night, and that's why he wasn't able to be here with us tonight. So big congrats to the Rinker family. Hope they enjoyed watching this one at home with the new baby.
Well, thank you so much for coming over to chat to us, Chris. Best of luck next time out at Kansas in a couple of weeks' time. If we don't get a chance to speak to you, we hope you have a happy and safe Christmas and holiday period, and we'll see you back in the new year.
Yeah, same to you guys, man. Have a wonderful holidays. Thank you for the show you guys put on, and we will hope to talk to you at Kansas.
No worries. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir.
Well, Anthony, what a race. That was probably the best race we've had all season. It must be said. I mean,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it had a little bit of everything, right? I mean, green flags, a little chaos, some really great racing action, and one hell of a finish. I don't know what else you can ask for. That was a really, really good event.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. And as we look ahead now to the next round of the season out at Kansas Speedway, we're back again on January 4th in the new year of 2026. This is the last broadcast for High Side Motorsports in 2025. We appreciate those of you who've been with us for the first 3 rounds of the season, but there's still 12 to go in the first 12 weeks of 2026. You guys can catch all the action live right here on Infinity Broadcasting by hitting the like button and subscribe, the bell icon too, so you're notified whenever we go racing right here on the channel. We've got one more broadcast to come your way for 2025. It is Saturday evening, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time, 8:30 p.m. The Racecraft Simulations V8 Veterans returns for Season 26 out at Adelaide Street Circuit for the Split 2 action. Myself and Brett Fisher in the booth for that one. And then the first time we'll be back next year, well, it'll be a double bubble treatment for you. It'll be January 5th here in Australia. In the morning, it'll be the High Side Motorsports race. In the evening, it'll be the return of the VRS Porsche Cup Series for the IRWC. So there's so much more to come your way into the new year. Myself, Hamish Munro Anthony Luedy alongside. We appreciate your time, appreciate you being here with us once again. We hope you have a happy and safe holiday period, whether you are celebrating Hanukkah or Christmas or something else as well. We hope you guys have a safe and happy new year as well. We'll see you guys in 2026. Big shout out to the series sponsors, of course, Rinker Construction Remodeling, Mattress by appointment out of Fremont, Ohio. You can call 419-407-6652. Us here at Infinity Broadcasting as well, under Blackheart Designs as well, if you want to get yourself some race broadcasting or yourself an iRacing livery as well. Shoot myself, Hamish Munro, a message over on Instagram at @HM_injection. That's at HM_INJEXION. For myself, Hamish Munro Anthony Luedy, though, appreciate your time, appreciate you for being here with us once again. We'll see you guys next time out at Kansas. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, have a happy new year, and until then, bye for now.
High pressure, high stakes. It feels like the whole world's watching every move that I make. Another sunrise, another warning, but I'm still learning how to hold the line, how to quiet down the noise inside. And the moments slip away when I forget what I need. So I steady up my hands, let the rhythm set me free. I remember to breathe when the whole world shakes me down. Clear mind, finally free. I won't break, I won't bow. I'm holding on, holding on. Yeah, I'm stronger than I seem. I remember to breathe.